welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review and demo and wear test of the new Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation and Concealer. I'm so excited to try these because I love Flower Beauty. I love so many of their products, and I am just so excited because the claims on these sound awesome. So first, let me just read you the claims of the foundation. It says Flower Beauty's Light Illusion Liquid Foundation is the perfect veil of buildable coverage. Light Illusion is a breakthrough foundation that achieves the impossible, provides you with the coverage you desire to smooth and perfect while imparting your skin with the most flattering, soft luminosity imaginable, all with a weightless nude skin feel. Imperfections and uneven skin tone are diminished. Only a flawless, smooth, and incredibly natural complexion is revealed, and it's available in 12 shades. So I ended up grabbing the shade L2 Ivory, which is the second to lightest shade, and it looked like it wasn't going to be too yellow. I have a pink undertone, and it's actually a very thick foundation. First of all, it comes in a beautiful glass bottle with a white cap. Has like the rose gold logo here. It is so pretty. It feels so nice and high end. I love it. And then the foundation itself, you can see it's like very thick. It doesn't run at all. So I am excited to see what kind of coverage this gives. The description on the website sounds amazing. It sounds like it's right up my alley as far as being a natural finish and luminous glow, like because I have such dry skin. So I'm really, really excited about that. And then the concealer comes in 6 shades, and it says Flower Beauty's Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer is a soft focus blurring concealer with a high performance coverage. This weightless concealer provides dark circle diffusing illumination with Flower Beauty's exclusive blurring pigments. A high coverage concealer imparts a subtle radiance as it conceals imperfections. This formula does double duty to calm and reduce puffiness with an infusion of aloe and chamomile extract. An added boost of caffeine firms up and gives targeted areas a boost of antioxidants. So again, a lot of claims. They make it sound absolutely amazing. So I ended up getting the lightest shade, which is fair, and it has sort of a flat paddle style wand that's bent. So you can just get right up underneath your eyes. Let's see. It feels very, very creamy. This is the shade Fair. I wanted it to be just a little bit lighter than my skin tone to give more of a brightening effect. Just putting it on my hand here, it seems like it dries down really, really fast. So I'm hoping that it's not too dry under my eyes because I do have fine lines, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to try these. So let's go ahead and apply these and see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation using the Flower Beauty sponge on one side of my face, and then the IT Cosmetics CC Plus perfecting brush on the other side. These are the two tools that I use the most often, and I do tend to like the damp sponge when it's a thicker foundation, which I think this is based on reviews I've already seen. A brush can definitely give it heavier coverage, and for me it just looks a little bit more mask-like and heavy with a brush. So we'll see how this one goes, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna like the sponge side a little bit better. All right, so let's do the sponge over on this side. Wow, I can tell this is already looking really, really dewy, which is not a bad thing if you have dry skin. But you can definitely see already like the shine. It almost looks like I mixed one of those highlighting primers or even like a liquid highlighter with it. I'm not going to go too far up under my eyes just because I'm also going to be using the concealer, and I really don't like to put a lot of layers underneath my eyes. It just sort of emphasizes the fine lines, especially if you're dry. You definitely don't want to do that. I mean, the coverage is nice though. It definitely has like a medium coverage. It's pretty much covering what I need it to, which is good. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the concealer. I don't like to put a lot of concealer under my eyes just because again, like I don't like to emphasize those fine lines, and I don't really have a lot that I need to hide and cover, just maybe a little bit of darkness and uneven skin tone. So I'm not going to use like a humongous swipe of concealer. I also like to blend concealer with a damp sponge because again, I think it looks a little bit more natural, and I'm not looking for like a ton of coverage. I'm also just going to put a little bit around my nose that tends to get red. I don't want to disrupt the foundation too much though. I don't want to, I want to see like how the foundation wears on my nose and stuff like that, because that's really the first place it tends to wear off. But okay. Alright, so far I think it looks nice. It has a really pretty dewy finish. I'm actually going to head out now and get my son from school, so I'm just going to quickly finish the rest of my makeup and then head out, and I'm really curious to see what this looks like out in the sunlight. Because I know in the past when I've used glowier foundations like this, then you go out in the sun and you can really see a lot of shimmer, and it tends to really like sort of emphasize and highlight any kind of texture you might have, the fine lines under your eyes, and any kind of dry patch that it might be clinging to. And sometimes you don't notice that when you're in the house. You can look totally flawless in the house and then go out and realize, oh my gosh, this looks terrible. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but we will see. I'm definitely going to do a couple of check-ins with you guys and let you know what this looks like outside and what it's going to look like a few hours down the line, so stay tuned. Okay, so now that I'm out in the daylight, I'm not in direct sunlight or anything, but I don't notice that this has an overly shimmery look to it, which I was kind of afraid of. It does still look glowy and dewy. It looks like I applied highlighter, but I didn't. So I do like that about it. The only thing I will say though is that the finish in natural lighting doesn't look as natural as it did indoors. You can see like my forehead creases. It's almost sitting on top, kind of like a mask. And really it's so hard to see on camera, so maybe what I'll do is take some photos and hopefully I can get some close-ups and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so it's about 5:30 p.m. It's been around 7.5 hours since I applied the foundation, and this is going to be my final check-in. So I have some positives and some negatives. On the positive side, I think the foundation wears really well. It looks very similar to what it looked like when I first applied it. I think even around my nose area, I don't see a ton of redness coming through, and normally with most foundations, my nose looks red again after like an hour to 2 hours, so I do really like that about the foundation. The concealer is also really nice. I think it kind of reminds me a little bit of Tarte's Shape Tape in a way. It's a little tiny bit dry for me to use this time of year, I think. I much prefer like a little bit more emollient formulas in the winter time, but coming into the spring and summer, I think it's actually going to be a really nice concealer. I think it's really long lasting, it covers well, it dries down nicely, so overall I think the concealer is great and I think the foundation is long lasting. However, on the downside, if you saw those photos that I inserted earlier, this foundation just does not sit on my skin very well, and I was kind of surprised because I've seen so many positive reviews on this. The only thing I can think is that maybe it's not that well suited for skin that's as dry as mine, or maybe it's also not great for more mature skin types. I mean, I am 40 years old, I have a lot of fine lines, I have visible pores now, so I think that the illumination that's in the formula tends to really like draw attention to that, as well as the thicker formula can tend to settle more than maybe a thinner formula that becomes more one with your skin. And as I get older, I am starting to prefer more thin formulas and ones that look a little bit more skin-like in finish. So I think for me personally it didn't work out, but that's not to say that it couldn't work out for you, especially if you don't have those fine lines or texture issues. I've also seen reviews of people who have oily skin that actually really enjoyed it, so you know, I'm not counting it out completely. Like I said, I think it's really long lasting, so that is a definite plus. I just don't think that it's the formula for me personally. Alright guys, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love to hear from you in the comments below about this foundation. Have you tried it? Do you want to try it? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.